Well, today marks an exciting occasion with EV charging. We are providing the same thing we have provided for over 50 years. A safe, reliable place that allows travelers to return to the road better than they came. And it provides a reliable fueling option, no matter what that fuel may be.
At the end of the day, consumers are choosing EVs because they are more efficient environmentally and economically. And that trend is going to continue as long as there is adequate charging facilities available. And truly, we're just at the beginning of this growth curve. The National Renewable Energy Laboratory estimates the need for chargers to support 30 to 40 million EVs by 2030. And projects like this one here today are part of that solution to meeting this need. Building a fast charging network along the nation's interstate corridors, and in this case, for the fast-growing community of St. Johns County.
Okay, so I'm here with Surjay Sharma, the CEO of BP Pulse, at the ribbon cutting event of the first, we're calling this a GigaHub?
This is our first TA site. A GigaHub is
site.
Yeah.
Right. So I've been actually following this pretty closely, watching the press releases, and the GigaHubs look to be a different style of EV charging station. That's a greenfield build. Is that correct?
Yeah. In most cases, GigaHubs are large locations. So, for example, you will soon see us launch one at LAX. That one is going to have 40 stalls, for example.
40, okay, yeah. I saw the construction happening. There's an app called PlugShare, and we saw someone post a construction picture onto PlugShare.
Yeah. So that one is almost complete. Fingers crossed with energization, etc. It should be coming soon. And so that's what we call a GigaHub, which is a dedicated EV charging only site that provides scale. And in the case of LAX, it'll also have some amenities for the customers.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing GigaHubs pop up, at least plans for Washington, D.C. There's one spotted outside of Logan Airport in Boston.
Yeah.
And is the intent to put one of those at every major metropolitan city in the United States, or is it select locations, or have the plans not been finalized yet?
Well, we are focused on sort of, let's call it the top 40 cities.
Oh, okay, like the NFL cities?
I don't know if they exactly match up to them, but perhaps like the NFL cities. And so in those cities, we are focused on getting charging hubs at the airports. I mean, we found that this is a need that the consumer has at the airports. And I don't know if you know this about BP Pulse, but we operate in 10 other countries across the world.
Oh, okay.
We are in the UK, Germany, Australia, New Zealand, China, India, Portugal, Spain.
India,
in some cases.
I didn't know India.
Yeah. So as a result of that, we've learned a lot about consumer behaviors, and one of the things we've learned is airport sites are very attractive to a lot of different categories of customers. Of course, they're attractive to rideshare drivers.
Rideshare, yeah.
And that's a real need for them to have fast, reliable charging, but also for consumers like us who may not be rideshare. We want the opportunity to have that fast, reliable charging available at airports. So that's one of the formats that we are quite focused on. Another format that we are quite focused on is the highway corridor format, which is what you're seeing here at this Travel Centers of America site that we are launching today. And I don't know if you know this, or viewers know this, but Travel Centers of America is owned by BP as well.
I do, yeah.
So that's another format. And then the third format sort of we are looking at is densification. And so we have 7,000 plus sites across the U.S., which are BP, Amoco, Arco, branded, Thornton's branded. And so we are looking at either with company-owned stores or where we are with dealer partners to put in charging at all of these, not all of these, but where it makes sense to put it in across the U.S. as well. So we have a lot of ambition, access to a lot of real estate, and a lot of collaboration going on, putting in charging at these.
Yeah, I could definitely talk about the long-term plans of this for a long time, but I'm going to try to stay brevity. So there's been, as I said, I've been tracking this project pretty closely. I've noticed there's multiple NEVI awards that have been issued.
Yeah.
Is the intention to just put in travel corridor charging where you receive a NEVI award, or are you also putting in travel charging where NEVI has not been submitted and received?
So actually, this site is not a Navy site.
Okay.
It is a non-Navy site, and our business case is not predicated on Navy funding. We look at ourselves as an infrastructure and energy player, and we look at providing EV charging as an opportunity for providing energy. It's another energy vector
delivery,
for the consumer.
Energy vector, that's a good way of saying it.
And that's how we look at it. And so we are in this for the long term. As I said, we're scaling it globally, and that's really how we think about it. So the funding, if it's present, is great to have access to, but we feel that there is standalone business whose economics are viable without even funding.
Understood, and now that it seems like Navy might be in question, so it's probably a wise decision to make. So there was a blog post concerning the 7,000 gas stations that you mentioned, and I've been seeing these start to also crack through the alternative fuels data center database, new stations that are open, and BP Pulse has been popping in there quite a bit in like Illinois, Kentucky,
Yep.
Tennessee, is there in California, Oregon. So is there certain areas of the country that you're targeting for the gas station builds, or is it just still in the formative phases?
As I mentioned earlier, it's really focused on these top 40 cities, and then we're looking at the highway corridors that frankly connect these top 40 cities. I mean, because you got to eat the elephant one bite at a time, and so that's how we are thinking about it, rather than trying to scatter it across the board and have one site here, one site there, very distributed of a network. We're trying to create some density around these 40 cities and the highway corridors that connect these 40 cities, as well as the airports that serve these 40 cities.
I understand. So the focus right now is on the initial 40 cities with the gas station builds, the gigahubs, and then the corridors connecting them.
That's right.
Understood. Thank you very much. And there was also mention about a truck charging station in Canada. And this is a bit of a curiosity. Not many of the charge point operators are doing anything for long-haul trucks or even medium-duty trucks. And it was specifically mentioned, does BP have plans for doing charging at travel centers like this for people who are hauling goods and services in either long-haul trucks or medium-duty trucks?
Yeah, so actually it's Ontario, California. It's not
was it?
Canada.
I thought it was Ontario.
Yeah,
My mistake.
it's Ontario, California. So yes, our Ontario, California site, which is a Travel Centers of America site, will be live with truck charging this year. Fingers crossed. And we also have additional sites that we will be announcing in due course, probably over the course of this year, in that same geography for truck charging as well. So yes, absolutely. We have a substantial truck charging presence and corridor again in Europe, in Germany.
Yeah, there was just a big Mercedes
on
purchased by Amazon.
Correct.
I think it was like 50 trucks, or let me see, it was 200
trucks,
200
yes.
trucks.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
a lot of electric
yeah.
trucks are going on the roads in Europe.
Correct.
And
Correct.
it's inevitable going to happen here as well.
Yes, and so we see the opportunity here as well, and so we're starting with the Ontario, California side, and we'll build from there in that geography because we see the opportunity for it, along with our Travel Centers of America partners.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, let's get this ribbon cut.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's open a station.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, the ribbon is cut, and I've got a long way to get home, and I actually need a charge. So they open up the chargers for us, and let's try these things out. Let's see if these things actually disperse electricity like they say they're going to. All right. Now there is music playing, so I'm going to have to pause the audio to avoid copyright infringement. Let's go ahead and get started.